'Tis mid-morning. Overcast skies makes the journey to the train station a brisk one. Had purchased and enjoyed a black Americano. Had collected my tickets and took my seat by a window and awaited the train's departure. Now, looking out, I feel a mild sense of excitement and anticipation. I'm venturing into the unknown, heading steadfast to the heart of the urban jungle, our dear London. What will the day bring? What new faces will I encounter? What new stories will I add to my journey? Days before, a friend lit a beacon, calling for aid, and those few who answered will embark on aiding a film director in completing a 48-hour film challenge.
I guess they can all take pictures but when they're outside.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. She's grabbing my makeup bag. Did she tell you
It's
makeup's
fine.
left? Okay.
You're very happy about bantering, but we've got to make it so you at least say the things that are being said
Yeah.
about the creepy messages.
Because I'm curious. I mean, this could be a potential boyfriend we're talking about here. What if he's a nice guy?
You're crazy. He's clearly a widow.
That's you not impressed. That's your unimpressed look, right?
Yeah.
You're unimpressed. Okay.
I think you'd
Oh,
understand.
I've got my own lyrics to a country song I made up. Changed the lyrics to all my exes live in Texas.
On the door, and you look smart and professional. Yeah. And we'll put that down somewhere. So
Would you not have a wallet or something to hold up to say that?
No, I can't do that. We haven't got that ability, but
Can't it, just a little black flip wallet?
That's a good idea, man. You should direct your own film.
I'll say I will come back tomorrow. Shall I say, okay, I'll come back tomorrow. What do you want?
okay, I'll come back tomorrow. It's fine.
Yeah?
Right, and the thank you. Smarmy thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, smart. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to stop. Shut it there.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Do I say, may I come in as well?
No.
No, I think
Just that, okay.
I think it should be, David, it should be, can I help you? And then the wallet.
Yes. He says, can I help you? And then the wallet.
Okay.
But
Can I help you? Can I help you?
We have reason to believe you are...
up with me, but you're behind me saying the lines while he's
Yeah.
saying his bits. Okay? Gary, and then when you're ready. Action.
May I come in?
Listen, I'm in the middle of recording a new song. Can you come back later after I've gone out?
And action.
Listen, I'm in the middle of recording a new song. Yeah,
You're going to say you're going
yeah.
It's okay, don't worry.
Right.
You'll get it.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, we did.
Can you come back later after I've gone out?
We have reason to believe you are involved in a case we are covering regarding a dangerous stalker.
Listen, I'd love to stop and chat, but I really must get on. You know I'm performing tonight.
I realize this is an inconvenience for you. Okay, I'll come back to you.
Thank you.
Well, you do the thank you again straight to the camera.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, and action.
Thank you.
Oh, this is the British lady. This
Yes.
is Hilary.
Right, so guys, let's go down to the park.
Okay.
Okay. Gary, how many can you fit in your car? Realistically. No,
It is.
no.
But where the zips?
Is the zip wrong way around?
Yeah.
Oh, it must have been one that I didn't sell, which I was supposed to sell. GodTech,
Oh, really?
GodTech hoodie.
Well, I noticed you both wearing GodTech.
This is the new version, that's the old one.
It's got contact right on it.
Written on that, yes. It's advertising. I put advertising in all my things.
Right.
That's so good.
Attention to me, which I like. I like that he's paying attention to me. Don't you like when men give you attention instead of them taking 3 days to respond to a solid text?
Brilliant.
Okay, girls, that's it.
Oh, hello.
Okay, Three.
Are you sure I was okay?
He's propped up, he's playing guitar, she's sitting next to him, and she's singing.
At this point, the others had gone in search for a well-earned meal. Had taken this as an opportunity, the film director thought it well to indulge me in showing me a very beautiful part of Holland Park.
Idea. It was hilarious. You would like it. Listen, I trust in you. I know that you can do this because I've seen you perform under pressure. Might be slightly outside of your. Maybe put the camera down. The camera. Maybe put the thing down for now. And then, oh. I now walk alone, and it's cold without
Yeah,
you.
but is it along or alone?
Along. I walk along the road.
Along.
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 Do you want to hear it again?
Yeah.
This road, I walk alone. This road without you. That blue door that you once walked through now does not open.
Okay, that's all I need.
this road. And now walk alone. It's cold without you.
Very well.
Wait for it. And action.
So, what's your name?
Hello, my name's Emily Carpenter, also known as the British Lady.
Nice one. And where did your interest in wanting to make films and acting films begin?
Well, I was 9 years old when I was in my very first play, The Sound of Music.
Oh, wow.
Everyone knows The
Yeah,
Sound
yeah.
of Music, and I played Marta von Trapp, the second youngest child, Greta being the youngest. And from there, my mum always took me to plays when I was a child. I loved being another character and not have to think about my problems for X amount of time.
Yeah.
And that's what really got me into acting, because it's very therapeutic, and I'm not Emily Carpenter for a certain amount of time. I think about the character's problems, not my own problems.
Oh, that's fair enough. So it's almost like a little bit of an escape.
Exactly. It's
Yeah,
instead
yeah.
of doing drugs or alcohol, right?
Yeah.
Acting
That's
is
good.
my drug.
Yeah, that's
right?
good. Yeah. So it's almost like, I'm not sure, your genre of films will probably be like, would you say you would into like fantasy or escapist,
Yeah, fantasy.
sci-fi?
Well, like not necessarily fairy tales, but
Oh,
I'd
yeah, yeah.
say that I like horror movies, like The
Oh, right.
Conjuring 2, which was filmed up in Enfield. I like thriller type
Have you
movies
watered plants?
about stalkers and everything.
This road, I now walk alone, and it's cold without you.
She relaxes. Billy, I saw you trip and wanted to see if you were okay. Crystal, I thought someone was following me. Billy looks around. Whoever it was, he was gone. Thank you so much. I'm Crystal. Billy Saunders, famous country music singer, at your service. Then it's Crystal's phone is buzzing in her handbag, and a message displays from Ashley saying,
Introduce yourself.
"Hi, I'm David John Jeffery. I am the director, producer, and writer of this little short film we're doing."
And why films?
Sorry?
Why films?
Why films?
Yeah, why make films?
Why not? No, okay, so I'm a very creative type. I enjoy music. I'm a musician, I DJ, I do photography, so it only fitted at some point I'd end up dabbling into films. I've been doing this now since 2011 and enjoying every second. In fact, I've been doing these 48-hour film competitions nearly every year since 2011.
All right. If you can speak to a younger version of yourself, what advice would you give him?
I would say, this isn't something I want to put on camera.
That is fair enough. That is fair enough. And what about yourself? Why films?
Oh, I love the art. Moving art is my passion. I've always loved films. I didn't know that one day I'll become an actor. That is, if I'm being honest, I never thought I'll be an actor. But I've always loved films. I've been watching films, films that I shouldn't have been watching, because most of the films that I was watching growing up, like James Bond and American Ninjas and movies like that, they were age-rated. But as a child, I was watching them.
Oh dear.
Fortunately, I was watching them illegally because I didn't ask for
Can't
consent.
say that.
It's all on camera
Yeah.
now.
It's all on camera now, so it's the
Now,
best
yeah.
now.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
I was
Go
very
back.
good.
Go
I
back.
never watched anything until
Yeah.
I got to the right age.
Yeah,
Historic
good,
charges.
good.
I watched James Bond when I was little. Yeah, so I
That
loved
doesn't
it.
really count.
Huh?
James Bond didn't count.
Didn't count.
No.
And Hard Target. You remember Hard Target?
Yes.
So I loved films anyway. When I was introduced to the acting world, it almost like passion met something new. It gave me a new drive in terms of films. Before I loved watching them. Now I wanted to be part of making this great picture for people to watch. Being part of the stories written by people, telling those stories, bringing them to an audience in cinemas, on stage. Because I do theatre acting now and again, once a year maybe. But I'm predominantly acting in film and TV, really. So I love it. It's a passion. For me, it's about telling that story and see where the story ends up and see where where I'll end up somewhere down the line.
Did I ever tell you that my dad used to be a film director?
No?
Yeah, he made TV series.
That is a surprise.
Yeah. I mean, I it's not like I remember it much because I was like 12 at the time. But yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
See,
That's awesome.
so it's more or less in your family.
More or less
isn't
in
it?
the family somewhere along the line.
Well-
Maybe he gave me a little nugget when I was a kid.
Yeah, well, I'm groundbreaking. None of my family members is in the performance industry. None of them. They don't act, they don't model, they don't do art. I can say, as one of those people who was more into film and performance. Even when I was in school, I was doing stage plays. You know, in school we do stage plays and elocution and all that.
Yeah.
But I never thought that would transform
I didn't count those
into
as
films.
acting.
Somehow, I think it was acting because they used to give us lines to read and come on stage and perform.
Actually, there's something I did want to say. In 2004, I made a film. It was random because I was a youth leader and I wanted to get my youth involved in a project. And I came up with this idea of a music video for a Christian music video. So there was a Christian artist out there called Carmen, and he did a song called Mission 316. And I decided to make a film about these people who were killing demons with a sword. So what they would do is they'd swipe the sword and the demon would disappear before their eyes. Now back then we were using VHS to record everything, so I had to stack the decks all on top of each other so that I could get the edit correct for a swipe of the sword as the demon would disappear and they'd carry on running.
Oh wow, yeah, totally. Yeah, that's cool.
And because I did
Old school
that-
film techniques.
Yeah, but because I did that, when I did my first film in 2012 for the sci-fi film competition, which was called Outline, we did a scene where, now look at that,
Timing.
always on the phone.
I really like you.
I like you too.
Cut.
So what's your name?
I'm Gary Roy Hilson.
And why films?
I've always been a fan of the arts. In particular, I'm a singer,
Oh, wow, cool.
a tribute artist, Neil Diamond tribute artist.
Oh, wow.
I love country music, so it's funny we're doing I'm
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
a country singer. I do karaoke, I host karaoke, and I'm a soloist singer and DJ,
Oh,
and
that's
I've
awesome.
worked in the extras industry.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. If you were to speak to your younger self, what would you say to your younger self?
He's interviewing Gary.
Start in the industry sooner.
Such is the nature of a 48-hour film competition. That all are at the mercy of the daylight and time. I would have liked to have longer with this cool cat, Gary. And there is a hope that perhaps a future collaboration will afford me more time. So earlier before we interrupted for the shoot, you mentioned that you were into horror films?
Yeah, like I like thriller, horror, even some science fiction, like War of the Worlds.
Oh, yeah.
By Steven Spielberg. That's one of my favourite sci-fi films.
Yeah, it's absolutely epic, that film.
I like 2012. I keep forgetting the name of the director who.
Yeah.
2012 was good. There's a few others off the top of my head I can't remember.
Oh, no, that's cool.
TV series, I like House MD.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
the arrogant Dr. Hugh Laurie, the British actor with the fantastic American accent. Yeah, those are my favourites mostly as of right now. Yeah.
And so, what would you say was your favourite horror film?
Well, I used to binge watch horror movies
Yeah.
when I was younger, and I actually had the time. Now I have no time.
Oh, I
But
see.
I didn't find the Chucky movies all that scary, to be honest. If there's
Yeah.
anything that really scares me, it's anything that talks about the devil or Satan.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
The Conjuring 2 flat out talks about that. The Exorcist, obviously, those are really good. The Omen really scared me.
Oh, right,
That was released
okay.
on June 6, 2006.
Yeah.
I was 12 years old at the time when that was released, and I used to get nightmares from that when I was 12.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the original,
I have.
Yeah,
I
I
have.
see. There you go. Yeah.
1976, I think it was.
I think it was.
Yeah. Gregory Peck.
Yeah. It's
Gregory Peck.
pretty creepy stuff as well. Yeah.
It's always things that are more realistic that you know
Yeah.
exist in real life in the spiritual realm that scare me more than just like a fictitious character like Chucky.
Yeah.
Or a
I see
voodoo
what
doll.
you mean. Yeah.
Or Paranormal Activity, I think the second or third one that came out in 2012, whichever one that was a little bit scary. I jumped a couple times, but again, it was too like Hollywood sort of fake fiction. It wasn't really based off of anything really real, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, for me, it's the psychological horrors and the supernatural stuff that really creeps me out.
Exactly,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
spiritual stuff, because you know it's real.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, the devil's not just a Halloween costume dressed up in a red costume with a pitchfork, right?
Yeah, that totally. Yeah, there's forces out there.
Yeah.
Like devil, demons, all that kind of stuff. That
Exactly.
are at work, and when a film represents those things, it's almost you can't remove yourself 100% because you know that it's, even though it could be entirely fictionalized,
Yeah.
it's kind of it represents something that's very real and can be kind of hitting home too hard. You know?
Yeah, like they had the screamers in the New Omen that was released in 2006, where they'd have the images of the Rottweiler dog suddenly flash out on camera in between scenes. There'd be a pause of like 5-10 seconds. You have no idea what's happening in the next scene, and there's only
Yeah.
like pictures of the dog or pictures of the Antichrist's face, and it was just so scary. I'd be like, every time, no matter how many times I watch it, I jump.
Yeah.
I have to watch
absolutely,
that
yeah,
movie with somebody now, even as an adult.
Yeah.
You know, I'm an adult, and I've
Yeah,
been
yeah,
watching
yeah.
movies for years, and I cannot watch that movie by myself when I'm on my own. No, just no. It has to be somebody with me.
If you can speak to your younger self, what would you advise her?
For what age exactly when you say younger self?
You can decide, absolutely. You can choose.
Well, my grandmother always gave me the best advice before she died in 2016. You know, like she was like my role model growing up.
I see.
And she like always gave me the best words of wisdom if I was worried about something or I was upset about something. And her words of advice was, life's too short, dear. Don't worry, because if you worry yourself to death, you know, it means that you're just stressing yourself out, and things have a way of working themselves out. And if you're always stressed out and anxious, it's bad for your health. And she lived till 90 years old.
Oh, wow.
Like, she died of leukemia, and if she had gotten the transfusions during the time that she had the leukemia, she could have lived, I think, till 95, but she didn't want to because she was in pain.
Yeah.
But I think she could have easily lived to 95. My great-grandfather lived until 90 as well.
Oh, wow.
And her advice was, life's too short to worry. You take one day at a time. You focus on the present right now. You don't worry about the future. There's a reason why we're not supposed to know about the future, because we're just going to worry about it all the time. And instead of stressing and worrying about what could happen or what could go wrong, you need to focus on the present and think about, well, what could go right? And have a bit of faith that things are going to work out, because worrying is a waste of time, a waste of energy, and it's detrimental to your health.
Yeah.
And that's what I would have told myself about 10 to 12 years ago.
Wow, that's cool. And you mentioned faith as well. You know, I mean, for me personally, faith has a big part to play in terms of seeing life in a different perspective, and kind of helps you kind of get through things that are challenging in life, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Well, no, that's cool. And you know, you mentioned you've got like aspirations for future, like for filmmaking, TV series, and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I do. Yes.
Yep, you do.
I've got a project that's kind of semi-top secret, so I can't really say too much about it, but
Of course,
I've been working
yeah.
on it the last 4 years, and I'm hoping to release it soon. Hopefully I get to work with you and
Yes.
David Jeffery on it, and I won't say what it's about. We'll tell you more in detail after you sign the NDA.
Yes, yes.
And I have big aspirations for this TV series because I think it could run for a few seasons, or if it runs for a couple seasons, we could also make a feature film out of it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So, yeah.
Sound like a pro, which is good. We're well on the way, and
Yeah.
we'll see what the future brings. The thing that I find remarkable, almost insoluble, is that I only met the cast for less than a mere day. We all show love, a desire to express ourselves creatively, as artists, as storytellers. And, of course, there's still much to discover about each and every one of us. They were all strangers to me in the midst of a great urban jungle, and yet at the end of the shoot, they became like family, like I'd known them all my life. I suppose this is part of what it means when they say, this is the magic of cinema.